Up next, an immigration crisis in Orlando. Hundreds waiting for days in muggy Florida weather. And one lawmaker thinks she has the answer.
And a tornado slams through a small town that's still haunted by a previous disaster. And a convicted killer and jail guard missing. That's next at 5.
Fox 35 News at 5 starts now.
A terrifying twister straight out of a disaster movie. Fox 35 has a live look at the carnage in Kansas.
A smashing good time in downtown Orlando. What these crews are making room for.
One state official invites Elon Musk to Florida, but the governor has other plans.
Importing some tech company from San Francisco has not been high on our list.
And Fox 35 investigates immigration crisis. Families with appointments sleep in cars and tents outside of Orlando's ICE office. Tonight, we track down members of Congress and ask, what's being done to fix this?
So I think doing a better job of prioritizing, I do believe that that is something that we can do right now.
And Fox 35 was the first station to show you the immigration crisis that's taking place outside of the local offices last week. And we've been looking for answers ever since then. And tonight, Congresswoman Val Demings is responding to the families who are spending night after night sleeping on the sidewalk. Thanks for joining us today. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. Fox 35's Connor Hansen caught up with her as she was flying back here to Florida. He joins us live in Orlando right now. So, Connor, what is the plan to help these people?
Well, Luann and John, I've been out here for several days now, and you can really tell people are starting to get more and more restless and frustrated. The ICE office just over here closed its doors around 2:30 this afternoon, sending everyone back out here to try to come up with their own list for who has the first spot in line tomorrow. We're continuing to push for answers and how this could be run more smoothly.
All new at 5, Monday mugshots. The arrest of these 3 people making news across Central Florida. We start tonight with this woman. Deputies say she opened fire inside a McDonald's, sparking a 6-hour standoff. Deputies say Chandrika Warren walked into the restaurant on Orange Blossom Trail in Orange County and started firing off shots late Saturday night. Customers running for their lives. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Warren allegedly shot at deputies when they tried to go inside. She finally came out Sunday morning and was arrested. Latavius McRoy is accused of robbing 2 banks in Winter Park last month. Now he's behind bars. Police say the FBI helped make this arrest. He is in federal custody right now for violation probation and could face even more federal charges connected to those robberies. And this man was tased by a Lake County deputy 3 times. Jordan Lanier is accused of trying to break into a patrol car and then lunging for the deputy's gun. The deputy said it took 3 shots from his taser to finally get the suspect into custody. John?
All new at 5 o'clock, a group of Democratic lawmakers now slamming the governor's plan to dissolve the Reedy Creek district. Fox 35's Nestor Mato has more on that legal battle brewing on both sides.
Governor Ron DeSantis says he won't be inviting Twitter to set up shop here in Florida. Florida's chief financial officer, Jimmy Patronis, extended the invitation to Elon Musk, touting Florida as a free state. But the governor, well, he's not as enthusiastic about that plan.
Importing some tech company from San Francisco has not been high on our list. I think that what happens is they'll tend to come in, they drive up the cost of living for everybody else, and okay, yeah, they enjoy our lower taxes, but you know, what are they really providing?
The governor went on to say that he does support Elon Musk's vision for Twitter.
Well, caught on camera. Take a look at this beautiful view out there. Yeah, that's actual video. Looks like a still shot, doesn't it? But it's nice. A calm, beautiful scene on the banks of the Wekiva River. Lots of wildlife right there by Wilson's Landing today. Great day to be outside, but it is May 2nd. That means we're heading in to the heat of summer.
Yes, we are. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner joining us with a look at the week ahead. Hey, Brooks.
Hey, guys. Yeah, it's a week that's going to be anything but shaky. We're looking at a sunny, beautiful start to the days and afternoon storm chances. Thanks to the sea breeze, degrees, very reminiscent of summertime. And right now I'm tracking a couple that are just breaking out and right over our population centers. Orlando right now, we've got a downpour developing just north of the downtown area and also one up near the Apopka area. So these downpours, not expected to become anything severe, but brief, heavy rain for about 20 or 30 minutes in a few spots. If you're lucky, you may have enough to wet the roadways, wet the gardens, wet the lawns. But as far as rainfall totals, likely under ½ an inch. Right now, right along 527 and Highway 50, there's a downpour also moving up through Edgewater Drive and West Princeton Street neighborhood up through the Fair Villa area. Farther to the north and west as you head up 441 to south of Popka along 451, there's a pretty good downpour there. And finally, as you head into the Wekiva Springs area, speaking of the beautiful springs, look at this downpour heading right down East Welch Road. Now, as far as thunder and lightning, we haven't had much in the metro. However, in northern Volusia County, a little bit earlier this afternoon, we certainly did have some downpours. So let's go to the big picture. Let's go to the other source. Don't mind the hornet there. I know summer's sting coming a little bit early, but you can see the rain shaft here in the distance, a live view from our City Furniture iDrive cam where it's 87 degrees outside.
All right, Brooks, thank you. Happening right now, a manhunt is underway all across the southeast for a corrections officer and the prisoner she's accused of helping escape.
Fox 35's Steve Harrigan shows us what led up to this massive manhunt. Well, coming up on Fox 35 News, new video today from Kansas of that twister that wiped out part of a town.
And it was a brick-by-brick cleanup on I-4. What caused massive delays during the morning commute? And we'll show you how the interstate is looking this afternoon.
Plus, it's been 7 years in the making. Today, the demolition began on an eyesore in downtown Orlando that will expand the natural beauty around Lake Eola.
Before I take this boat out, I make sure I'm prepared. And whether you're running errands or a day out on the water, I want you to know here at Fox 35, we've got you covered. We promise to keep you in the know, so you know what to expect, so you're not surprised by the weather.
Watch Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King on Good Day Orlando.
We got your back. You can depend on us.
These lucky viewers already won $2,000 from Fox 35.
This is for real.
And you can too. Watch Good Day Orlando tomorrow for your chance to win.
Welcome back. A 7-Eleven is being demolished to make way for more green space near Lake Eola in downtown Orlando.
Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie shows us why this is a labor of love for two women who are fighting to make the city beautiful, even more beautiful. And since we're talking about Lake Eola, let's take a live look in downtown right now. Suddenly starting to feel a bit like summer here in Central Florida. And Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner joins us now.
Brooks, are you tracking anything right now?
We've got a couple of downpours that have just developed as the sea breeze comes in from the Atlantic. And this is going to be the pattern that is established not just today, but also through the rest of this week. Yeah, let's take a look at it. The front right now, the sea breeze front's worked westward the Altamont Springs area and Lake Apopka, and that's where we're seeing a really big downpour right now. This one drifting westward. This is a 15-minute loop to show you that they're slow movers and also the direction. Generally kind of drifting toward the west, and this one right along 429 is drifting toward the south. We had one little downpour, one brief downpour that's showing a little bit of a punch here in the last few frames downtown Orlando right now. Look at this. This could be quite a downpour popping right now. This is going to be right over North Orange Ave and State Highway 526, just on the north side there of downtown. So something to watch for, maybe a little bit of lightning out of that one soon. But so far today, the only lightning we've really observed is up here in northern Volusia County, and this is going to be north of DeLand, where we've had a couple of strikes near the Pearson area, right on the Putnam County line, but that storm has since diminished. Tomorrow, by the way, is likely to be a lot stormier. Let's get over to the big map to show you what's going on. Here's a live view, and you can see that rain. Look at this. This is a live view from our City Furniture iDrive cam. The rain shaft from that developing storm is quite evident. 87 degrees right now. It is steamy. The rain is providing some relief, but in the true summer mode, it's actually just adding more humidity to the air. So it's going to feel kind of steamy this week. And as we head toward the end of the week, that's what it's going to feel like, the middle of summertime. But it's May in Florida, so this is all sort of how it goes. Here it is over the next 7 days. A 40% chance tomorrow and Wednesday. 93 the high on Friday. Could see some spots close to 95 or 96 on Friday. We'll see. Mother's Day is Sunday. Don't forget about Mother's Day. And next week, that first sign of some cooler days for at least several days. But yes, this could easily be June or July as far as the forecast goes. Back to you.
All right, Brooks, thank you. Coming up next, training teachers while they are still in class themselves. How one local school district is trying to solve the teacher shortage. Plus,
slinging lead in Haines City on Sunday afternoon.
Chaos at a small-town Florida bar and grill. Deputies explain how a drunken dispute ended with gunfire and bloodshed.
And before we go to break, a live look at Oklahoma City. Severe storms are moving across the Central Plains right now, and this system is no joke. Several tornado warnings are in effect at this hour, and we're going to go live to Kansas, where one system produced an EF3 tornado.
When it comes to Florida weather, depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team. Fox 35 News is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Well, there are thousands of vacant teaching positions across the state, and school districts need to get creative to fill all those jobs.
Fox 35's Randy Hildreth shows us how Orange County hopes to solve the problem by turning to its own students. Renters hit the streets demanding something be done about skyrocketing prices.
But a lot of people wonder if a statewide tenants' bill of rights is going to make a difference anyway. And what would it do? That's our big story coming up at 5:30.
Also coming up, we are live checking out the devastation in Kansas after this terrifying twister ripped apart a small town.
She was attacked by a furious bear while out walking her dog.
She got me here. I was screaming.
Would you know what to do if one came after you? How to protect yourself when Florida attacks. Tuesday on Fox 35 News at 10. Fox 35 News is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Our big story at 5:30, Orlando saw the third highest rent increase across the country this year. And tenants say they need the government to help them fight back.
Yeah, one of the things they're looking for and calling for is a statewide tenants' bill of rights. Fox 35's Dave Puglisi is live in Sanford today. So, Dave, what would make up a tenants' bill of rights anyway?
Well, John, the Tenant Bill of Rights has been talked about here locally and hopefully soon at the state level. People here in Sanford saying they need some kind of housing reform or else they could end up out on the streets.
Dave, thank you. Traffic is moving on I-4 again after Orlando police say brick pavers fell off a truck and onto the eastbound lanes, shutting them down this morning. This all happened right near the turnpike. It was definitely a good time to use those express lanes.
Also, new video tonight. Tornado Alley is working to rebuild once again. A huge twister touching down in Kansas on Friday night. More than 1,000 buildings were in that direct path of the tornado, and first responders say it's a miracle nobody died in that area right around Wichita.
Yeah, let's get out to Fox 35's Caroline Elliott. She is live in Andover, Kansas for us right now. So, Caroline, how is that community holding up?
Well, Luann and John, this was a really close call for hundreds of families that live in this area. This is actually where I started my career as a reporter, so we know this is a really populated area here. Now, rescue crews say that if the tornado changed its path by even an eighth of a mile, it would have completely wiped out an apartment building that doesn't have storm shelters or basements, and that could have easily made this a mass casualty event.
Caroline, thank you for that report. Coming up next here on Fox 35 News at 5, a simple donation that you can make may save a teenager's life. We're going to show you how easy it is coming up next. Plus, Brooks.
We've got a couple of downpours, even a thunderstorm. This one near Wekiva Springs, thanks to the sea breeze. We'll track them, talk about where they are, where they're going, how long they'll last. Get a load at this sky. Let's see. Can we see the sky? There we are. That's Lake Mary Prep School. It is ominous. I'll show you a pattern all week that's going to resemble this and another season we're not yet in.
When it comes to Florida weather, depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Well, up next, a coach saves a student in the cafeteria. How he saved the day and that student's life.
All right, first of all, we found $3.99 a gallon at the Sunoco on OBT and West Gore Street in Orlando on our pump patrol today. And you can compare gas prices by zip code. Just go to fox35orlando.com and click on the traffic page.
Gas, food, bills, and vacations. How to save you money and stress on Good Day Orlando.
It's been called the Mecca of Moolah.
Actually, it's just a game show, but yeah.
You bet your life. Weeknights at 7 on Fox 35.
Let's take a live look outside right now at Daytona Beach. Of course, we're keeping an eye on the beach conditions here in Central Florida. Volusia County Beach Safety flew the red and the purple flags yesterday, indicating strong currents and the worries of stinging marine life. Those Portuguese man-o-wars have been pretty common around the beaches recently, and 9 people had to be rescued from the waves yesterday alone. And the warm weather means more people getting into the water very soon.
Yes, it does. Brooks, we're already seeing some summer heat and some summer storms.
That's right, and this is a pattern we're going to have for about the next week before we get into a slightly cooler setup for next week, which will be a welcome change. You know, we're not quite in December yet, so why rush it, right? But for all intents and purposes, this week will be summer. So let's talk about what's going on. We've got a thunderstorm that is located northwest of Orlando. This is sitting basically over the town of Apopka. It's not severe, just occasional cloud of ground lightning, but still 3 strikes in the last 10 minutes right over Apopka. Let's zoom in and see where the rain is falling heaviest here. This is going to be right over State Highway 500, right as it intersects with 436, working all the way down towards Sheeler Road and Pine Street. So where is it going? Well, it's kind of drifting. It's drifting toward the southwest at about 2 miles per hour. Otherwise, we've got a couple of downpours on the turnpike once you get into Osceola County, and also a couple of highly isolated ones up in the areas just east of Tavares in northern Lake County. But that earlier storm I showed you here in Apopka and South Apopka extends southwestward through Paradise, Fullers, Crown Point, and Winter Garden. Again, it's not really moving, but it is producing some pretty threatening skies. Check out this other source. We are looking at a pretty ominous looking cloud. This is going to be right over the Lake Mary Prep School. You see the palm tree there in the dark skies. So I've been watching that, and this is actually just down the street from where we broadcast here at Fox 35. So we've got this just kind of on the horizon. It's always neat to see. It's one thing to see the storm on radar, and another thing to see the storm actually on camera, to see what it actually looks like. Well, look at these temperatures. 87 degrees in Orlando, 88 degrees in Leesburg. It is a warm day. It's a humid day. Highs near 90.
All right, Brooks, looking good. Thank you. Coming up next, we all deserve a little R&R this summer, but inflation is making things a little tricky.
Yeah, what if I told you there's a historic resort, too, right there on the beach with a nightly rate under $200? We're going to take you on a tour coming up next.
And hear why this big fella is making a whole lot of noise. Can you see him?
Hey, we get it. Things everywhere are crazy expensive.
Yeah, we can all use a vacation. We'll show you the cheapest days to fly and the best days to book so you can travel for a lot less.
We're going to show you how.
Tomorrow, your secret summer savings.
On Good Day Orlando.
High gas prices and inflation have plenty of people rethinking their summer travel plans. In tonight's Summer Savings, we ask, why not consider a staycation?
Fox 35's David Martin has a good suggestion for you, just a short drive down to Vero Beach. He has a look at the historic Driftwood Resort.
Well, coming up next here on Fox 35, a gator tries out his best pickup line.
Yeah, coming up in just a few minutes here on the News Edge at 6 as well, the FBI wants to talk to a man from here in Central Florida who's suspected of storming the U.S. Capitol last year. But agents say they can't find him. All new at 6, who they think is helping him hide.
When it comes to Florida weather, depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.